Greetings and salutations, y'all. It's the Sarah O, and today we're going to be looking at my go-to makeup routine. So let's just get straight into it. For my girls who are oily, I'm going to go ahead and use my Photo Finish Oil and Shine Control Primer from Smashbox. It is definitely good to use as a base if you have very oily skin like I do. So I'm just going in and rubbing it all over my face evenly. Next, I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Setting Powder in the shade Cashew. I'm using a damp beauty blender and just setting a thin layer of it all over my face. Because I am oily and have a little bit of hyperpigmentation, putting this on my face first helps me create a smooth, even base to start with. It's important to focus this powder on your T-zone or any other parts of your face that usually get oily first when you do your makeup. So now we have our nice even base to start with. So let's move on to the next step. So I'm going in with my Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Pomade, and I'm just kind of evenly brushing out my brows. I didn't want to go in depth on my brow routine, but if you guys would like a brow routine video, please comment below. Of course, I'm using my LA Girl Pro Concealer to conceal around my brows, and I'm also using the LA Girl Pro Concealer to color correct. I'm going right under my eye and just clearing up some of the dark circles that I have a little bit. I'm also going to be using this all over my face for any small hyperpigmentation marks that I see. I do feel like with doing this little bit of color correcting and not going overboard, it gives me a nice even finish when I do my makeup. So I have added this little step of color correcting, and I do feel like it does make a little bit, of a difference in my makeup routine. So now that that is done, and gratata we put together, period, we're gonna go ahead again with a different beauty blender and just use this to kind of even out the color corrector that I put on my under eye. I'm just doing this not to fully blend it out, but just so that when it's drying down, it has an even layer that it dries on instead of looking a little bit patchy. Now I'm going back in with that first beauty blender that I used to put the setting powder all over my face, and I'm just going through and blending out the concealer around my brows. Now that that is finished, I'm going back in with the other beauty blender I used to blend under my eye, and I'm just blending out the rest of the color corrector. So now that that's done, we can finally move on to foundation. I'm showing you guys the foundation that I usually use, which is the Revlon Colorstay in the shade 375 for combination oily. I ran out of that, and as you can see, my Smashbox Studio Skin 24-hour wear hydrating foundation is also running low. I just went ahead and used the last of these because we reduce, we reuse, and we recycle. Period. So I'm just making sure that I finish the very last of both of those on my face. I usually just go in with Revlon, but I'm just going in now with a damp beauty blender and just blending this out evenly across the rest of my face. After about a minute of blending, this is how it looks evenly across my entire face. I'm going in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Creamy Beige, the same shade I had used for around my brows, to go ahead and conceal my under eye. I don't bring it up directly under my eyelid or whatever waterline, I guess, just so that I can blend it up evenly and not have it be super thick right underneath the eye. So I'm just going in and putting that on all over my face, on my T-zone, and on my other under eye and my chin. Then I'm going in with the setting spray. I don't always use this setting spray, but I chose to use it this time because I really didn't feel like waiting for my concealer to dry the way that I wanted it to. So you can skip the setting spray step and just wait for your concealer to dry, but I would advise on blending it out when it's a little bit more tacky so that it doesn't shift and all your concealer can be concentrated to only the areas that you put it in. I'm just going in and evenly blending out under my eye and on my forehead, the bridge of my nose, above my lips, and under my lips on my chin. Now that all of that is blended out, I'm going back in with the setting powder again in the shade Cashew, using that same damp beauty blender and going ahead and setting all over my face first. So I feel like this gives me a nice even layer again, because we like layering, and just going ahead and making sure that my entire face is nice and avoids getting oily a lot quicker when I go ahead and add this step. So those of you who do have a little bit of oily skin, just go ahead, put a thin thin layer of setting powder all over your face, and then go in and set your under eye, your T-zone, and anywhere else where you might get oil, just to prevent that oil from coming up again while your makeup is worn throughout the day. So now that we have that setting powder nice and on my face, I'm going in with the Smashbox Hydrating Perfecting Powder in the shade Medium Dark. I'm just using that on my eyelids just to kind of darken them up so they can kind of pop a little bit from the rest of my face once I put my foundation powder on as well. Next, I'm going in with my Duo Striplash Adhesive in the dark tone color and just putting that on my lash. As you can see, it's kind of a thick band, so that's why I'm putting the lash glue on so early. I'm going ahead and I can see, and y'all can see, that my setting powder is absorbing some of that oil. So when I see this, I just go ahead with my Kabuki brush and brush off that excess powder from the rest of my face. Next, I'm going in with that same Smashbox powder that I used on my eyelids earlier and just using a nice even layer of that all over my face, just so that my setting powder from earlier blends in with the rest of my foundation. Then to contour, I'm going in with the True Complexion contour palette, light to medium, and I'm just using the contour to pack it in and just kind of carve out, you know, a jawline or semblance of that on my face and some cheekbones. You know, we already went ahead and evened out our skin, so it's important to add some more dimension to it by going in and contouring. I don't usually like using a super dark contour on my day-to-day looks. I'll use something darker if I'm doing more of a glam look, but this is my go-to more natural makeup look, so I just go in with the light to medium palette. I do like bringing the contour shade up a little bit into the blush area because I feel like when I apply brush, it gives me the nice even blending that I want. Now I'm going in with this eyeshadow blending brush. You can use any type of blending brush that you want to use, and going into that same contour shade and using that to contour my nose. Now just going in with Old Reliable and using my fingers to go ahead and blend it out some more. Then I'm going in with this blush brush and dipping into the sculpting powder from the contour palette and just using that all over my cheeks. Don't forget to smile because you're almost done with your makeup routine. Just go ahead, put as little or as much as you want. Now that our face is nice and contoured and blended, we're going to go back in with this Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme Mascara and use that on your under eye. You don't have to use the Estee Lauder mascara. Honestly, whatever your favorite mascara is, just go ahead and use that on your under eye and make sure to really get in there carefully so that you don't have mascara all over your lid, and just go ahead and apply that on. Next, I'm just going on with this lip liner in the shade 16. Got it from Amazon, so I will link it below. If you guys would like a detailed video on how I line my lips, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and skip the process for the sake of this video. Now that our lips are lined and everything is blended, gratata, can't nobody tell us shit. We going in with our Urban Decay All-Nighter Spray, and we are going ahead and sealing it all in, making sure to use as much as we need because we do not want to be shining throughout the day, and then going in with the damp beauty blender and pressing it in to make sure that everything is nice and sealed. Now going in with the lashes from earlier and putting that on my lid. If you guys want a detailed video on how I do my lashes, please let me know down below. Otherwise, using the power of movie magic, we got both of them on, period. It's laid, it's ready to go. Yes. Going in with just some Rosehip oil lip gloss that I got from some beauty supply store that was 99 cents because why not? And using that on my lips and using Old Reliable again, aka my fingers, and just blending that out with the lip liner. Going in with my Artist Couture X Jackie Aina Diamond Glow Powder in the shade La Peach. We're going ahead and highlighting. I know niggas don't like using the fan brush, but I still use it sometimes because, you know, I like it. And I'm going ahead and using that on the bridge of my nose, and I'm going to use that on my cheeks as well. It's 2021, so we're not going to go too overboard with the highlight, nice and subtle. Now we're going in with this other brush. Y'all don't be knowing the names of these brushes. I just be using them. But I'm going in with this next brush and using this on my inner corner. I'm just using that same Diamond Glow powder on my inner corner as well as under my brow, right by the arcs. So that is essentially it. We are finished. You know, hair is a laid, kind of slipping by letting y'all see my wig cap, but it's okay. We're still cute. Lashes on fleek, everything blended. And now, boom, we have our hair looking like Khaleesi, you know, snatched, laid, slayed, period. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see y'all on my next one.